Hi, this is a short video to talk about how you can sit in an active way at work, because lots of people do not understand what it feels like to sit well. We all have ergonomic chairs and we assume that the ergonomic chairs are going to actually do the sitting for us and align us well. But most of the time, if you don't understand what it feels like to sit well, well then it doesn't matter how flash your ergonomic chair is, it's of no use to you unless you know these few things I'm going to tell you now. So when you sit, you want to have a curved spine like this. You want to sit in a position that creates a natural curved spine like this. The moment you sit back to reach for the back of the chair, look how my spine goes from a nice curve to a straight spine. And it doesn't matter where you sit. If you're sat in a chair and you're reaching for the back of the chair, you've taken out the work of sitting up. And so my recommendation, and in my experience, it's better to take your back off the chair. Of course, this excludes people who need back support, of course, because they have been in a car crash or they're injured or whatever. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about other people who don't have any injuries. So think about coming away from the back of the chair a bit, maybe sitting on the edge of the chair and having your feet, your hip bones, find your bones of your hip and then your knees and your feet aligned, and let go of your tummy too. A lot of us hold in the tummy all the time. You want to just let it go, and then get somebody to take a picture of you and see if you can have this nice curve here in your spine and a nice curve at the top. So come to the edge of the chair, try not to use the back of the chair, and that's a really nice kind of going to your home position that will really help with back pain, lower back pain. And then of course, thinking about stacking your ribs directly above your hips and your head directly above your shoulders. So a lot of us will tip forward to lean on the desk. This causes a lot of rounding in your shoulders, and you also end up with back problems as well and shoulder problems. So always position things so that, don't position things. Always be conscious of where your body is, not where your mouse mat is with the support on your wrist or your keyboard and stuff. Just think about, what does my body look like, and think about the impression you give to the people in your office as well. I was talking to someone today about this. If you sit all hunched, it's not good for your body, but it also gives the wrong impression of your productivity or your approachability. And so think about that. And don't forget that we learn from the people around us how to sit and walk and move and stand. And so if there are younger people in your office, it's better if we all are really conscious of how we sit and how we stand and how we walk. So that's my top tip for how to sit really well. And also think about your pelvis as being a big bowl, and it needs to be poured forward. So a lot of pelvic floor problems, I firmly believe this, are caused by the fact that when we tuck under and reach for the back of the chair like that, we're sat on our tailbone. And when you sit on your tailbone, because the pelvic floor muscles, a lot of them are connected into that, the bottom of your spine, they become really weak, flaccid, and then of course pelvic floor problems, incontinence, leakage exists because people are sat on the bottom of their spine all day with a really tucked under pelvis. Here is my pelvis, and you can just see if I put the sit bones on the chair, then the tailbone, the bottom of the spine, isn't touching, it's not rested on. If you tuck your pelvis under, then you're sat on the whole of this bit of your spine, and that causes lots and lots of problems. No wonder there's so many tenor pads in boots. You now know why. So I'm just now going to show you a few moves that you can do at your seat. Of course, please think about building your own movement plan for when you're sat at work. Like, don't sit there. Firstly, don't sit there for a longer amount of time. I would do 20 minutes max. Get up, go to the loo, get a drink, move around, go up and down the stairs and come back. It's proven in research that this can significantly, this kind of behaviour and habit forming behaviour really improves the health of people. The risks of cardio disease, diabetes, all reduce significantly when you weave more movement into your day. But of course, you've got to own it, not me. I don't give you instructions. You've got to find what suits you best. So here are a few moves that you can do. So think about having a twist at work. So finding that position where your pelvis is poured forward and then twisting your ribs about your pelvis really benefits your spine. Bringing your shoulders down, looking over your shoulder. Having your head stacked on your shoulders, not out front. Think about that too. And then twisting. A figure of four stretch where you can really stretch out your hips, so you can put your foot on your knee. If you can't reach it, you can put your leg forward and just rest it. All the time thinking about pouring the pelvis forward, so you can find a really nice stretch in the leg that's bent in the hip. You could even add a twist to that too. Drop your shoulders down. You can also do wide leg stretch as well. So always think about stretching the insides of your leg. And again, use your pelvis, pour it foot forward. Find your pubic bone and drop it down forward so that your tailbone lifts right up. So you're doing this with your pelvis. And drive your knees out and really stretch the insides of our legs. The insides of our legs get really tight, and that contributes to pelvic floor problems as well. If you think about in a car, we often pull our legs together to drive. And when we're sitting, we always, well, females more than men, of course, bring their knees together. So find an opportunity to have a little stretch. So maybe put one arm on one elbow on your knee and have a little stretch around, moving your arms. It's really important to move your arms. Have a little stretch that way and a little stretch that way. When you start to do lots of stretching, you'll find that your body then craves them. So once you build in a couple of stretches and a couple of twists and a figure of four stretch, and then you could do a hamstring stretch as well. You could put your foot on the chair and have a straight leg, bring your toes up toward you. Again, pour your pelvis forward. Do it on here. Pull your pelvis forward. Have your hips square with the desk in front of you or the chair. And flex your toes, bring them up towards you. Fold forward. That stretches out the back of the legs. You can also do a thoracic stretch as well, which is really lovely. So put your hands on the back of your chair. Wiggle yourself back. Have vertical legs. or a bum behind the legs. I'll just turn the chair around and then you can see. And then just stretch out the back of your legs, pull your pelvis forward. So reach your tailbone up here. So pull your pelvis forward. And then again, you can add in opening up the shoulders, opening up the shoulders. I was talking to a guy yesterday who was in a lot of pain with his neck and his shoulders, and I said it's because his shoulder blades weren't moving across the top of his ribs. So anything that involves opening your arms, move them in a different way to being sat at the desk when they're like this all the time. So driving it from your shoulder blades, moving them across the ribs is a wonderful way to keep your shoulders active. And of course the shoulders work in all directions as well. So if you're finding you're getting neck and shoulder pain in the office, just start to do some small moves, taking your arms wherever they can reach. That's a really nice way. Just you only have to do a bit every day, like holding a tray, pretending to hold a tray and taking your arms out, reaching behind you, having a little stretch, taking your arm behind you, but all the time keeping your ribs down, so you're not using your ribs to move your arm like that. You're actually moving the joint and the arm, rotating in and out. Just think they move in all kinds of ways. You can do all that at your desk, and if you've got any neck and shoulder pain, small moves like that will fix it or prevent it. Yeah, so I hope that helps. I'll just quickly run through the seat again so that you're reminded. So come to the edge of the chair if you can, let go of your tummy, pull your pelvis forward, lift your tailbone off the chair. If you can't see this nice curvature of your spine, then perhaps elevate your bum with a cushion or a rolled up towel or something to elevate you, to ensure that you've got this curvature. You want to aim for the curvature of the spine, so you might need somebody to have a look at your spine and say, oh yeah, it goes out at the top, in at my waist and then out at my bum. So a nice S shape. Relax your tummy, knees in line with your hips and your ankles, and then a vertical drop and flat feet on the floor. So that's your home position. Don't stay in it for too long. Okay, if you need any other help, please reach out to me. My email address is Claire without an I, CLARE @rawmovement.co.uk. All right, thank you.